Hey video game fans, welcome to Capera's Let's Play Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch, very shortly after it came out. So for those of you who don't know, this is basically a collection of the port of Pikmin 3, which was originally on the Wii U, and the DLC and a couple of minor extra things, and then it's on the Switch, so it's pretty cool. I love Pikmin stuff. I really enjoyed Pikmin, even from the first one, and it's just something special, so this will be fun. Ooh, that's new. Well, it's probably not new, but I don't remember doing that. Savor the tang of challenge. Let's start with normal. I can always come back.
Galactic date 20XX. At the far reaches of space lies a planet on the brink of ruin. The planet's name? Kopai. Due to a booming population, booming appetites, and a basic lack of planning, Kopai's inhabitants have all but exhausted their food supply. Their only hope is to find another planet with edible matter. Accordingly, they send unmanned scout vessels called Sparrows out into space. To their dismay, the search is proving fruitless. Just as they're about to give up, the final vessel reports back with news of a miraculous discovery. They mobilize to investigate the planet, which they name PNF 404. Kopai's last hope rests on 3 intrepid explorers. At last, the explorers' 279,000 light-year voyage nears its end. But as they initiate the landing sequence, something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, they never have a lot of luck. So I believe the lore is sequential, so the first, second, and third games are in sequence. And I'm pretty sure this is the same planet that they always come to. I don't understand why they don't know, but... No. He's like, oh, there's snow. And they've got their own little weird language. I don't think it's an actual language. I think it's just noise. Captain Charlie. No nonsense. Military man. Okay. Whoops. If you get stuck... Oh. That's... I don't remember having to use something like that. Not that they didn't have it, I just don't remember needing hints. The game puzzles and stuff are not particularly... They're not particularly terrible. You're like, oh, what am I gonna do? The running looks a little bit funny for some reason. Oh, mushroom bread rolls. Okay, this will be different. If I came across a native species, my first thought would be that I should throw them. That makes sense. So back on the Wii and the Wii U days, and I guess this is probably true of the handheld version of the Switch, but in the Wii U you had the controller with the touchpad, and you would just touch where you wanted to throw them, and everything was kind of based on that. Well, let's get everybody I can get. That's probably it. It's funny how they have the whistle built into their masks. And they only use it for this. The indicator looks a little different too. There's not an arc. I should use R to check my surroundings. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a thing that I can't do anything with. Now I have 30. My army grows. So as is customary in a lot of these tutorial type missions, you don't have a time on this one yet. But eventually time will become a very serious factor. So you don't always have the opportunity to just kind of hang around and look at stuff. Graphics are still really good. Oh, they slid. Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. And he was never heard from again. Yeah, for some reason that always gets me. Just kind of putters along. My name is Alf. I'm something. Who's he talking to? So you can get in water, right? There's no swimming, I don't think, but you can be in water, which is cool, and makes perfect sense, since you're already in a, you know, a spacesuit, basically. Like, what's going on?
papasok tempurę. Mekanism spa. Some sweat.
I like the lock on. That's gonna come in handy. I want to say that the red Pikmin are the very first Pikmin in existence. On the first game, I think you meet the red ones first. They all have different abilities. And, well, I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. Because the red ones are immune to fire. And, let's see, you had red, blue, and yellow, I think, in the first game. Red, or blue, or, they don't die whenever they go in water. They can swim and stuff. The other ones do not like water. And then the yellow ones you can throw really far. They're kind of like a lighter version, I think. And then since then we've gotten new ones. There's a rock-style Pikmin and a pixie fairy style Pikmin and anyway, I want to say the red ones were first. They're pretty basic, because you don't really deal with fire very often, but when you do, you need them, obviously. And then this is their thing. You let them go and do their thing, and they just keep running and doing the work until the work's done. And obviously this, the Copad, is strangely indicative of the old Wii U pad, which is what it's based off of, right? So whenever the game first came out, you were looking at a pad in your hand, and then that pad was projecting another pad, and anyway. It's still pretty cool. The bridge is almost built. Yeah, I know. 3 more pieces of this broken pot. They don't really say anything about... I mean, they highly suggest that this is either like the leftovers of Earth or like an Earth-adjacent trash planet or something. But it seems like, you know, random Earth pieces of nonsense are all over the place. Hello, Alf. I am your map tutor. Yeah, okay. It's way over here. So, how do I do that? Activate the camera. What? Seems like a lot of effort to go through. Okay, so here's your map. Zoom in, zoom out. Obviously, anything that's blinking is probably something you want to look at. That's where we're going. This is a small look of the area. In this game, there's several areas that you go to. How do I... Nope. So these guys will take on like one of them a piece, but you can theoretically lose Pikmin to even the small monsters like that. Even the small bug creatures. And now I go back and get them. And you can't do it this early, but eventually, if you wait, the Pikmin will grow while they're under the ground, and they get stronger if you wait, but you can't do it just now. At least I'm pretty sure you can't do it just now. The picking thing is automatic once you go at it. I think in the first game you had to tap everything a bunch of times, but they've since made several small life improvements. Go at it. Kick their butts. They can take up to twice as many. So, like, this guy takes 5 to bring down and to move. But you can you can get that carried by as many as twice as whatever that number is. So I could get 10 Pikmin to carry that if I wanted to. And that just moves it faster, right? The more Pikmin you have on it, the faster it'll move. And even when they're midway through, I can still add Pikmin to it. And it just makes it a little bit faster. Speed is important eventually. It is crucial eventually. Yep. Alright, so they should give me the access to... How do I... You're not gonna let me do that? I think eventually I get the ability to like move them all as a group, which makes things like that a lot easier. You don't have to throw them 20 times or 50 times or 100 times. The onion.
Murutu Pikmin tane hatimir meganijaju pasaha mukjui pad spa.
Hooray.
Nung Captain Cherry Hosan Sechung. Unik ning hair you could desk.
Alright. So now that the cardboard box is out of the way, let's make our way into the tunnels, which killed somebody before. Okay. So obviously, the more Pikmin you put on something, the faster it'll get done. That goes for fighting or, you know, tearing down stuff, putting up stuff. There's a limit, obviously. Ah, that's what it is. Ha ha. Looks pretty good for something that blew up and had the crew scattered.
飲む肉大好き 태민 쑥쑥 누룽
Well, it's probably one of two people.
와 통토라 노코노코 브리토니 누룽 토론 푸 통토라 시추센 시추슨 자 시추슨와 구슈펴 메카니즘스 밥치주 누룽 지치위 제셔스 와사하 누룽
He's a smart little guy. And there's the onion. Inexplicably, the onion is following.
스파 하트니르 코파이 니무 스파 부양 부지 퍼바서 동동 유가 지지위 제셔스 와사하 누룽
Yeah. So this is a pretty basic thing that's been around forever, but you're at the end of your day, you go up in your spaceship, getting away from the nocturnal predators like he was talking about, and your Pikmin come with you. Anybody that was with you at the time or that were in the onions are safe. But if you have random ones that you leave behind in places, you know, they did some work and then you forgot about them, they get eaten. So they don't come back as part of your troop. You're gonna lose some. Obviously, it's not a great thing to lose Pikmin, but it happens. So it's not the end of the world. Still, it's ideal not to lose any. And sometimes you don't you completely waste your day, or you lose a ton of Pikmin, and then you just have to redo everything. I don't remember having badges. But yeah, so you can watch your speed. Watch your playback. That's kind of interesting. Because sometimes it is, like I said, it's really crucial to do stuff very quickly, and to be able to get a bunch of fruit or Pikmin before the end of the day. And that's the survival aspect that they put to this. It's not really that important. I've never even come close to running out of food. Because usually the first day you get like 2 or 3 pieces of food, and then that sets you up for another week, and then blah blah blah. Oh. So we'll do another day. let's go say hi to Brittany, the Garden of Hope. So it's a fairly large map, so to speak. Yes, I know. Yes. He's like, I don't even care if the captain's alive. I'm sure he's fine. He got eaten by something and he'll be alright.
Brittany, Pinpeyo, Tontorok, Tenny, Tondom Yuba, Torun, Fu, Bon, Papaso, Ams, Tibakshu, Chap. Formush, Onion, Swa, Papaso, Pikmin, Sechung.
So you can freely bring out, put in Pikmin that are in your party. And obviously there's a max, right? You can't have more than, I want to say, 100 of each kind at a time. Or maybe it's 100 total. I'll have to, we'll get into that. Okay. So he's gonna go do some work. Dwarf Bulborb. So if you throw him right onto him, it'll kill him. If you just kind of run up to him, then they could be eaten. Yes, thank you. The lock-on system's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. What? Come on. Guess you can't be too close. Obviously, at this stage, it's best to have more Pikmin than basically as many as you can. Eventually, you'll want to do stuff that requires you to only have certain kinds of Pikmin. No, never mind. I was going to try and hit that butterfly. But right now, having more is fine. Number 14. We went from 3 to 14. So this is that superpower thing I was talking about. You can get it from leaving them in the ground right after they're born, or seeded, or whatever. Or you can find this I don't it's not even sugar. I don't know what the technical term for this is. Nectar, thank you. Yeah. And they go right from the basic stage to the super stage, because there's actually a stage in between. And obviously the ones that are already super don't use the nectar, because they don't need it. Yep. So you want to have as many of these flower versions as possible. In general, all the time. So eventually there are benefits to not picking up all the ones that you seed. So this is your first big monster. I'm gonna sneak up on it with my whistle. There you go. So if you rush this guy from the front, he will kill you. He can take like 100, well I say 100, he can take a bunch of them at the same time too. Hiding is good. I don't do that very often, but it's a fine strategy. Yes, yes. So. And you don't want to do that. Oh, the yellow ones are electric proof too. I forgot about that. So you see how some of them are glowing. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll come back. I think 30 should be enough for right now. So you can see the top on the screen, that's my day, that's my timeline. So whenever we started, the sun was at the very left side of the screen, and as it works over to the right, that's the end of the day, and you have to be done by the end of the day. If you don't like choose to be done by the end of the day, it'll force you there, and you know, you'll lose a lot of Pikmin and stuff. Okay. Hello. It's a fruit. Oh yeah, how do I move this thing? Can we do anything? No. It's just crazy. Alright, let's get back to the... So the fruit will take care of itself, but I don't have quite as many Pikmin as I want right now. Sunseed berry. Yay! They're not doing anything yet. They should be matured by now. Alright, so, continuing on. Take the road not traveled yet. I should just be able to throw the Pikmin over that thing, but then they'd be lost to me, right? Good fighters, that's true. I forgot about that. Also, one of the reasons you get them early on in the first game.
Chewy spot.
It's a black onion and some sort of jellyfish thingy. I believe this is the first appearance of Rock Pikmin. I could be incorrect. In the trilogy, anyway. I played a ton of the first game, and then a ton of the third game. And then the second one I actually got kind of late, so I didn't spend as much time as on it. But, pretty... I was thinking these guys are new. Okay. Why to dismiss the squad? Yep. Oh-ho. So this will swap between which guys you want to take, or which ones you want to do something, right? So if I send these, you know, if I send 5 rock Pikmin, they're gonna take the food to their onion. Whereas if I throw the red Pikmin, they're gonna try and get it all the way to their onion, which is kind of unnecessary at this point and take too long, and it's not what you're supposed to do. They're very hard, like rocks. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So you can see the rock Pikmin are all purple. They have purple leaves or buds, whatever you want to call them. Also, if you throw... So these are gray or black food pellets. I'm going to call them food pellets. There's probably a better terminology for them. But if you send the right... Yeah, see, there you go. If you send the right Pikmin... Or sorry, if you send... Well, yeah. If the black pellets go into the black onion, then you get bonus Pikmin out of it. You get 2 for every pellet that's labeled a 1. Whereas if you send a red Pikmin, or you send a black pellet into a red onion, you only get the 1. So it's beneficial to do it whatever, you know, however it matches, because you get double the Pikmin. And it's not something they always just tell you. The first game was pretty specific about it, because you had to be tricky. Alright. We're gonna go save Brittany. Yeah, just be right next to the glass thing that's about to break. It's another fruit. This is obviously something that was, well, obviously, this is something that was introduced in the second game, because you have more than one. You have more than one controller type, you know, a person, a non-Pikmin. Press Y and select me. Yes, okay. Oh, it's out. Okay. And then you do that. And then they'll just take care of their own stuff. So they can't jump, obviously. I say obviously. They can't jump, but line with your destination, select go here, yeah. Right? It's super handy. Ooh. So these are the ones that they're different colors. They cycle through different colors. So you have to throw them at the right time. If you don't, it's not a big deal, but still. Yep, there you go. That's that thing I just told you about. Nope. Oh. Just got lucky that time. So I need 20 of those guys. Don't need 20 for this time. You have to watch the arc a little bit. I was throwing them right at it, but it still didn't get there. 7, huh? Oh, there's 20 pieces. So this little guy that's not doing anything right now, if I left him alone, he would get eaten at the end of the day. So it's definitely not a good idea. It's good. You gotta double check some stuff. So like this is the Pikmin group that's taken back that guy, and there's a bunch of Pikmin over here. But and then there's some over here. But there's not like any just hanging out doing nothing, which is kind of important. But what I can do is I can do this, and then I can go this way, and I can send him over here. And then I'll switch back to her, so while he's walking over to get the other Pikmin, the rock Pikmin, for various reasons, I'm over here getting these guys ready to go. That almost worked. So now he's there, so I can go to him, and he's plucking people. And then I can have him move over to the onion. While I'm over here doing cool stuff. It's a new type of food that emits a signal. Should we be worried about that? Maybe. Red Pikmin resistant to fire. This is true. Aren't crushed when trampled on. Most excellent. So you want to throw these guys. As long as you keep them away from the water. The other thing you can do is just constantly call them back whenever they're about to be jumped on. Or there's that. Some sort of leaf-type creature, apparently. Do not go in the water. They will die. It's a bad deal. Nope. So, I'm gonna take, nope, no, hit the wrong button. I think it's that, maybe. That worked out better than I expected. So these guys are resistant to fire, so you can't really get hurt from the fire guys. They'll knock you off, but they're not gonna be able to, like, kill you or anything. Dun dun dun.
호르몬 시추센 시추슨 후 동동 유바 지치위뽕 브리토니 베니마 함로인 뜻차 브리토니 케페파 브루지 지치위 조이 차 Pikmin, onion, tukwinik, zechung, 시추센 시추슨, Pikmin, 버스, Pikmin, 파리오, onion, 부투쿠푸투, 스파, Pikmin, 하트미르, 암스, onion, 스파.
Yeah. So there's that. I think I'm supposed to go the... Well, I say supposed to. It's probably beneficial if I go the other way first. So... Oh no! No, 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 no! Alright, I hit the wrong button. Get it back up there. And I have to be reminded not to die. So, what I wanted to do was that I can't. Because she's in my party, that makes sense. So I can't do that, that's bad. And okay, so that's what I was looking for. Jeez. I'll get used to this thing. All others will perish. Not to put a fine point on it or anything. Oh, I don't remember that either. So, this is when it's like, yeah, you need to get home. Hi, yes, very good. No. Do your thing. You're alright. Alright, so the number on the right, sorry, the top right by the timeline thing, that's how many free, free Pikmin's not the right word, but just kind of randomly spread out throughout the world Pikmin. And if you could keep that to 0, then you're in really good shape. And I should be able to do, they said something about... Okay. Then I can put Pikmin back in the onion. As needed. And I should be able to end the day early, too. But... don't remember how to do that. It's a berry. So wait, what about the frickin'... where'd the lemon go? Oh, well, maybe it doesn't do that right away. Because I got a lemon, right? It was right there. And it went somewhere. Anyway, we're kind of done for the day. So you notice that it didn't assemble the ones underneath the other onion. The black onion or the rock onion. They're still out there. Oh, there it is. End day. I was wondering where that was. So in general, you want to do as much as you can during the day. And whenever those big guys are not happy, it's a good day for us. But, so the building the bridges, knocking down the walls, that'll all be there tomorrow, so I won't have to spend any time doing it. Getting the onion, you know, both of those onions are going to start right next to my base. So I won't have to worry about making Pikmin or stuff like that. Oh, I take that back. There's different ones. They're merging now. I forgot about that. In the first game, they can't do that. I think in the second game, they can't do that either. But it would be kind of a problem if you had 5 or 6 different, you know, onions hanging around. It's a face wrinkler. And some of these, oh yeah, like this one, they're worth multiple, or, you know, more than one level of days worth of food, ration size, whatever. And it is kind of cool how they mix the colors. I like that. This game always makes me want to drink juice. Yep. So every day you do basically what we did today. You've got a couple of random missions sprinkled in throughout the game, but most of the time you're going after the fruit. That's your main mission. Getting more Pikmin, knocking over walls and putting up bridges. You know, just trying to take down certain bosses, build up your Pikmin squad, that kind of stuff. So today was really good. You know, we didn't lose any Pikmin. We got 3 different kinds of fruits. Obviously, this is an easy level, right? It's designed to be not very difficult, but we're doing okay so far, and that's all you can do. I believe if you have a really bad day, there is a way to redo it. It's been a while since I tried to do that. And it'll save after your day is done. So if you're if you have to redo a day, or if you don't want to, you know, continue your day, you can just kind of quit in the middle of it and restart your day basically. Brittany is the very first female in this whole trilogy, which is kind of interesting. I mean, as far as they don't really say that any of them are guys or girls, but traditionally, you know, based on the standards of everything, Olimar was a guy, and Olimar's Luigi, whose name I can't remember, from 2, he was a guy too, and then obviously Alf and the Commander look like guys, and Captain, not Commander. Yeah, so you can do this, redo another day's. Yeah, I don't need to. No. Oh wait, what's this do? Yep.
파 브리토니 퓨즈를 조이 피지
Yeah. Anyway, so that's something you can do, and that's basically it. So we'll stop for now, and we'll take it up again on day 3. I'll catch you guys later.